Thank you.
Okay, welcome to your flight. My name is Roy, I'm your first officer, Captain Srini. Welcome aboard. Okay, so what we'll do now is we're going to start by initially setting up the flight computer. Then we'll set up what's called the MCP panel, which is your autopilot control panel, and then we'll set up the overhead panel. What for now, we'll just switch off the fuel pumps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to switch them off. Yep, and we'll switch off all the hydraulic pumps. Yep, I'll just switch these off as well. That's your window heat, and the air conditioning packs to the auto position. Auto means air conditioning is on, and when we start the engines, air conditioning goes off. And let's switch off the AP bleed to the off position, to the on position, because we want air conditioning in the cabin. Okay. Now let's start by pressing this button over here called the index. Yep, this one here.
Right.
We'll press this button over here called the idle button. Yep. So this is who we are. We're a 737-800. Each engine produces 26,000 pounds of thrust. Let's go to the position initialization page, this one here. Okay, so the reference airport is Auckland, which is NZAA. Okay, let's go to the route page. Okay, so this is where we put in the flight plan. So we're going from Auckland to Whenuapai, okay, which is NZWP, code's all sorted. Let's select the runway for takeoff. So runway 05 right, okay, so let's type in 05, yep.
05.
Right.
Right.
Because some have left and right runways. We're now going to press this button over here.
We're not gonna?
Yep, so we're going to press that. That's it. So you've got the runway appearing on the navigation display. Okay, we're now going to press the execute button. That's it. Okay, we'll now go to the init ref page, this one here.
Right.
And we'll go to the performance. Okay, so we have a total weight of 60 tons takeoff weight and a zero fuel weight of 51. The difference is the zero fuel weight is the total weight of the airplane, cargo, passengers, this, that, minus the fuel.
Okay.
If you add on the fuel, it becomes the gross weight of the airplane. Let's go to the N1 limit. Now, modern engines are so powerful, you don't require all that thrust. So instead of applying thrust and getting airborne here, you can apply what's called a D-rate thrust, build up the same airspeed and get airborne here. Okay. Cost saving, reduce maintenance cost, reduce noise, engines are happy. So if you sit on a modern airplane today, you'll find that it's not as noisy as it used to be, and it takes up a lot more runway than what it used to do, depending on the weather, of course, conditions, runway, all these things. So let's set an assumed temperature of 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, so we'll put in 50 degrees Celsius. Then I press this button over here, and we'll select takeoff 1. Yep. So now the thrust is a reduced thrust takeoff, 50 degrees Celsius, and it's down to 92.7. Initially it was 100%.
100%, yeah.
Okay. So what happens here, Captain, is when we, on the runway, we're going to advance the thrust levers just very slightly, and we're going to press both these buttons here, and that sets takeoff thrust automatically, and that's going to set that takeoff thrust automatically. Okay, done. So now what we'll do is we'll go to the takeoff page by pressing this button. Yep, flaps 5 for takeoff. We're going to press all these 3 buttons twice. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yep, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so we're going to rotate at 133 and climb away at 141, which is set in the speed window. Let's select the auto thrust for takeoff. Yep, going to select it up. Heading is the same, which is heading is the runway heading, which is 051, and altitude 3,000 feet. Okay, so we're just about ready. That's done, and that's done. Let's pressurize the hydraulics. Yep, and we'll select all the fuel pumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And before we push back, let's switch off the air conditioning. So the left and the right pack to the off position, very good, and we're pushing back. Let's release the parking brake all the way forward. Yep. Okay, Srini, what we'll do now is we'll test the flight controls. We'll go together to the left, level, right, level, forward, and backwards. Is your seat comfortable? Do you want to come forward a bit? Are you okay?
I want to go back a little.
Yeah, okay, sure. Just pull that lever up. Yep. Bring your seat backwards.
That's
good. Can you feel the rudder pedals? Yep, if you lift your feet upwards.
Oh,
Yep, so if you lift your feet up, that's where the rudder pedals are.
oh, okay. Then if that's the case, I'll just come up a little forward.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, very good. What we'll do now, let's switch on the anti-collision light to the on position, and we're going to start the right engine. So we're going to push it up and to the left of the GRD position. That's the one. Okay, very good. Good. And what we'll do now is we'll start the left engine as well. So we'll go up and to the left. Okay, just give me a sec. So air-conditioned air from the APU, which is the back of the aircraft, is pumping air-conditioned air into the two high-pressure turbines.
Right.
N2 is the inner turbine of the engine, which we can't see. And the N1 is the outer fan that we can see. So when these two reach 25%, we'll put fuel into both the engines. So let's pull these two out now and all the way up to the idle. Yep. Excellent. Good. Okay, so we got two successful engine starts. What we'll do now is that the engines are running. They are going to provide the electricity. How? By switching this and this to the Gen 1 and the Gen 2. So that's when the lights flick in the cabin, because now we're going from the APU electrical supply system to the engine electrical supply system. Let's select both these switches as well to the on position. Yep, that's it. And air conditioning, auto and auto. And the APU bleed to the off position, and flaps to flaps 5 for takeoff. Yep, yep, and again. So we'll go up, yep, and again, and again. Good. This is called the stabilizer trim. We want this arrow to be at 5 units so that the tail plane is safe for takeoff. Okay, so we're going to push both these buttons upwards. Yep, yep, that's it. So what happens now, the whole tail plane rotates on, we'll call it the stab trim. So when we pull up and down, the whole thing moves, but to trim it, we can trim to what's called the takeoff position, so that when we pull back on the control, it's actually going to lift off. Okay, now with your right hand, give us a bit of power. Yep, just a touch of power, a little bit more. Yep, just a little bit more. And we're going to use what's called the steering tiller, just on the left-hand side to taxi the airplane. Yep, a little bit more power. That's it. Yep. Now we'll come around to the right. Oh, they're using runway 21 today. Okay, that's fine. Let's go straight ahead, and we're going to use runway 21 for departure. Straight ahead, and we'll take the first turn to the left.
This one here?
Yep. Yep, that's it. And around to the left. Yep. We'll taxi straight ahead. Good, so just going to taxi straight ahead. So the rudder pedals are used at high speed for taxiing, and that's going to be used for low speed taxiing. Yep, very good. Let's go straight ahead.
So in the airports, what's the normal speed when you're trying to taxi?
You're looking at between 10 and 15 knots. Yeah, so you've got a ground speed of 9 knots, so you can taxi a bit faster maybe just a little bit more power. That's it. Good. Good, you can taxi a bit faster if you want, just a little bit more power. That's it. That's it. Good. Now we're going to bring the thrust levers all the way back. Yep. So now we've cleared the line up, so let's turn to the right just here. And we'll turn right again. Yep. And we'll start coming around to the right. Yep. And around to the right. Beautiful. Excellent. Okay, Srini, what we'll do now is we'll keep our eyes right at the end of the runway, put our feet on the brakes initially, so right on top of the pedals of the brakes, right on top, like this.
Right on top.
Yep,
Okay.
that's the one. Initially we'll advance the thrust to about less than a quarter, and then we're going to press these two buttons over here, that'll set takeoff thrust automatically.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
so we're cleared for takeoff, let's do that, a little bit of power, that's it. Yep, we're now going to press those two buttons over there, just once. That's it. And we're rolling. Now just a little bit of right pedal. So the pedals are going to look after the airplane. Okay, so a little bit more right pedal. That's it. That's it. Eighty knots. Checked. Yep. And rotate. It's going to pull up nice and gently to 15 degrees. Nice. Now push the nose forward just very slightly. So you want the square to be at 15 degrees, which is over here. Okay, so we'll lower the nose. And you can take your feet off the rudder pedals. I'm now going to set what's called climb thrust. Alright, Srini, we're now going to raise the landing gear. So we're going to pull this out and all the way upwards. Super. We're now going to lower the nose to 10 degrees. Good. We'll now go to flaps 1 and flaps all the way up to 0. Yep, and all the way up. Yep, so lift it up and down. Yep, and again, up and down. Beautiful. We're now going to lower the nose to 10 degrees by pushing forward on the controls.
So just because I brought it down to 10, it keeps
Yep.
rising up.
Yep,
So that's because of
the power of the engine's pushing it up. Yep.
Okay.
So you're going to push your nose forward to maintain 10 degrees.
Okay.
That's it. Super. Okay, very good, Srini. Now, what we'll do with your right hand is bring the power back to my fingers. That's it. Just going to lower the nose slightly, and we'll start coming around to the right onto a heading of 270. There you go, heading of 270.
Do I maintain 10?
Now, at the moment now, that's where you want to be. See? You're cruising now,
Okay.
so that's fine. Just between the first and the second line is where you want the square to be. So we'll just raise his nose up a little bit. There you go, that's perfect. Perfect. Okay, so you can look outside now. Let's do a gentle turn to the right. And we'll just fly around the coast.
Do I still go? Do I still keep going
Yep.
right?
Yep. Okay, so now we'll straighten up the airplane. So let's level the wings. That's it. And we'll straighten up the airplane. We'll level the wings.
So straightening up
Yep.
is another left.
Yep, so when we straighten up, the horizon and the windscreen are the same. See like that?
Yeah.
So now the horizon is horizontal with the windscreen. Okay, we're now going to lower the nose very slightly. Okay, so when if there is traffic in the area, what you're going to see is you're going to actually see an aircraft symbol, see?
Right.
So at the moment, it's saying descent, so let's push the nose down. Yep, keep pushing forward. There you go. So as long as you're outside this area, the red area, you're fine. That's how you do a TCAS maneuver.
Okay.
See, that's the traffic right there. So
Okay.
here was a good demonstration of how you can avoid traffic just by obeying what that's telling you. Okay? Now with your right hand, bring the thrust levers all the way backwards. Yep, just a little bit to the left.
All the way backwards?
Yep.
What is the nose level that I need to keep maintaining?
Yep, so we're going to lower the nose to about 0 degrees. Or if you look at the horizon, you want the horizon to be halfway.
Okay.
between the two screens. Yep. So just come slightly to the left there, Srini, just slightly to the left.
Slightly to the left.
Yep. Just come about 10 degrees, just where the beach is. You want to be heading in that direction.
Okay.
Very good. We're now going to straighten up the airplane. Okay, we'll now go to flaps 1 and flaps 5. Yep, that's it. And again, okay, Srini, there's your runway there. Let's turn to the right. Very good. Just raise the nose slightly. Perfect. Okay, that's good, Srini. So now we'll straighten up the airplane. That's it. Okay, now let's lower the landing gear. So we're going to pull this lever out and down. Good. We'll now go to flaps 15. Very good. Let's start coming out to the left there, Srini. So just between the two lights is where you want to aim the nose of the airplane. Yep. So come around to the left. Just pull the nose up a little bit. That's it. Yep. That's
so
it.
Which lights that I'm looking?
Yes, it's two white lights right there.
Okay.
So between the two white lights.
Between the two white lights, okay.
Good. Now, I'll give you full flap. I'll give you flaps 30. That's it, good. Just going to raise the nose slightly. Yep, let's raise the nose a little bit. Yep, we'll come around to the left slightly. Good, just going to pull the nose up a little bit.
A little more up?
Yep, just slightly. Now just come slightly to the left. That's it, slightly to the left. Good, now just gonna, that's perfect. Good, now just gonna raise the nose slightly. Yep, pull the nose up a little bit, slightly to the right. Super. Yep, slightly to the left. Just raise the nose just very slightly. A little bit to the left. So we've got a little bit of crosswind coming from the left. That's it, Srini. That's good. Just hold it there. Just hold it there. That's perfect. Now just slightly to the right. A little bit of right pedal. A little bit to the right. That's it. Just hold it there. Well done. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, let's take off again. With your right hand, advance the thrust levers all the way upwards. Yep, all the way up. Good, so we're going to pull the nose up to 15 degrees. Yep, and pulling backwards. Okay, with your right hand, let's raise the landing gear. Okay, we'll go to flaps 1 and flaps all the way up to 0. Yep, we're now going to lower the nose slightly, and with your right hand bring the thrust levers back to my fingers. Yep, good.
Am I straightening the plane?
Yep, we'll straighten up. Okay, so this is just a reference speed. If we were using an auto thrust, if I set that, that would go automatically. Okay?
Okay.
But we're just using that as a reference. Okay, let's go and see the harbour bridge and a bit of the city, and we'll commence the descent into Auckland. Okay? Just come slightly to the right.
Slightly to the right.
Yep. Very good. Yep, and there's the sky tower coming up straight ahead. That's it. Nice. Very nice. So there's the sky tower, straight ahead. Okay, very good, Srini. Let's turn now to the left 90 degrees. We're going to see Waiheke Island and Rangitoto Island. With your right hand, let's increase the thrust levers upwards. Yep. Yep. A little bit more power. Yep. Okay, we'll keep coming around to the left. Very good. Let's start coming around to the left 90 degrees. And there you go, Srini does Rangitoto Island. Yep. Let's turn 90 degrees to the right. Yep, and we'll straighten out the airplane. There you go, and there's Waiheke Island straight ahead. Okay, that's good. Let's turn 90 degrees to the right. We're going to come in and do an ILS for Auckland, which is an instrument landing approach. Just gently to the right. So what I'm doing here is I'm setting up the approach for Auckland by punching in some information into the computers. Yep, now just pull the nose up a little bit. Excellent. Now we'll straighten up the airplane and level the wings. Good. Now we're going to lower the nose slightly. Okay, very good, Srini. Let's switch on all the lights now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's it. Okay, let's bring the thrust levers all the way back now. All the way backwards. Okay, let's start coming around to the right slightly, and with your right hand let's go to flaps 1 and flaps 5. Okay, we're now going to reduce speed to 180 knots, and Auckland runway is coming up straight ahead. We'll now straighten up the airplane, so let's level the wings. Very nice. Yep, just going to raise the nose slightly. Now with your right hand, give us a bit of power. Yep, just pull the nose up a little bit. Good. Yep, come round to the right slightly. Very nice. Okay, with your right hand, let's lower the landing gear, and we'll go to flaps 15. Okay, we'll start coming around to the left slightly. Okay, we'll now go to flaps 30. Good, we'll just raise the nose just a little bit. Excellent. Okay, so this gets a little bit technical, but at the moment, if this diamond is in the center, you're pretty much on the center line of the runway on a heading of 231. Just going to come just slightly to the left, and we'll just raise the nose slightly. Okay, so this diamond indicates whether the airplane is high or low on the approach. Just come just slightly to the right. Now you're going to get some colors on the runway we talked about. See those colors there?
Yes.
So when you get a combination of red and white, then you're perfect. Okay, we'll just pull the nose up just a little bit. We'll come slightly to the right. We have a slight crosswind coming from the right at 6 knots. Just going to come a little to the right to counteract for the drift. Yep, and we're going to lower the nose very slightly. we'll come round to the left now, slightly. A little more to the left. A little more. We'll try and get on the center. A little bit more to the left. That's it. Just hold it there. Pull up a little bit. That's it. Now straighten up. A little more to the right. A little more to the right. A little bit more. A little bit more. That's it. A little bit more. So you got a bit of wind coming from the right. That's it. Just holding it there. That's it. Good. Now pull the nose up a little bit, slightly to the left. Well done. Beautiful. Okay, with your right hand, bring these two levers all the way up. And using your rudder pedals, keep the airplane nice and straight. Yep. Now cancel reverse thrust, push these two levers all the way forward, these ones here. Okay, we're now going to use the steering tiller on the left to taxi to the right. Okay, there we go, just like that. Perfect, just go straight ahead. Yep.
Right?
Yep, we'll come around to the right. Very good. Okay, very good. Srini, let's put the flaps all the way up.
All the way to 0?
Yep. Yep. And we'll start coming around to the left. And yep. That's it now. We'll just taxi straight ahead. Okay, we'll now switch off all the lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's good. Now bring the thrust levers all the way back and let's set the parking brake. Yep, that's it. Oh. Oh, no parking brake. Interesting. Okay, righty, that's okay. Okay, very good. So what we'll do now, before we shut down the engines, we're going to switch on the APU. Okay, so both these switches will select down. That's it. So that's when the lights flick in the cabin, because we're going from engine power to back up. Yep. And we'll shut down the engines. Yep. Out and down. We'll switch off the no smoking and fast seatbelt signs off and off. And we'll switch off all the fuel pumps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. 5, 6. And the hydraulic pumps to the off position. And the probes to the off position. And the AP bleed to the on position. So that provides the backup air conditioning. Okay, that's it. Oh well, one would.
Switch off any of these?
No, it's all off automatically. Yep.
To start the engine.
Start the engines. Oh well. Someone would say you've done this before. Well done. Yeah, good job. Congratulations. So I'll go and burn your DVD.